Alright guys, welcome back to VALORANT News as the Game Changers World Championship continues and drama certainly kicking off last night after a very important series indeed from Shopify Rebellion. We also have a big update on the Yay situation. We talked about yesterday the potential visa issues preventing Yay from getting to this big tournament in Japan starting in a couple of days' time. Turns out the reason from Bleed's point of view is actually health issues instead. Wishing Yay the best going forward. What exactly is going on here over the last couple of days? Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's talk the Esports Awards, a very heartfelt speech here from Vitality to Twisted, of course, that we unfortunately lost this year. We did, though, have lots of winners in the Valorant world. Demon won Breakthrough Player of the Year. Not a massive surprise. It was tough to look past Demon 1 for this, all things considered, really. There were some other good candidates, but, to come through mid-season as a substitute, replacing BCJ, controversially so, doing so well at Masters, and then winning Champs and the MVP in an esport like Valorant, it's tough to top a level of performance quite like that. Valorant also won, again, I'm pretty sure, the Esports Game of the Year. To be honest, what competition did Valorant really have outside of probably League of Legends, let's be honest. Like, if this, if this was slightly later on, and maybe a month later, this event was run, and the nominations had come in at a different time, maybe League would have won this. But Riot's definitely dominating these kind of categories, and Valorant again wins Esports Game of the Year. Couple of other big W's. This from Potter as well. This is really cool to see, let's be honest, right? After all the trash that Potter took this season for the Evil Geniuses situation. Team was underperforming. She had pressure on to deliver, makes the controversial change, wins the World Championship, and gets rewarded as Coach of the Year from the Esports Awards as well. And also Mimi won the Esports Desk Analyst. So kind of not exactly a clean sweep for Valorant, but Valorant did particularly well, I think, this season with all the champions. In addition to Esports Personality of the Year, it went to Disguised Toast. So, which I thought was also fantastic to see. Of course, we know that this guy has put his heart and soul, shall we say, into DSG and what they have, achieved in Valorant so far, and hopefully will continue to going forward. We're not exactly sure what Toast's plan is for the upcoming season. He's made it clear that something is cooking, and he's definitely going to have a team again, I'm pretty sure, in the Valorant side. Of course, we know that, Charlie and Ludwig, right, Moist Moguls, and now it is Moist Shopify. They're still competing, so I think that Disguised Toast will be back, and yeah, I thought it was great to see, because from an esports personality perspective, not many people have done more, if anyone at all. So, of course, it was Leo Faria that collected the award for Valorant winning the Game of the Year, but we talked about Xand yesterday retiring. He had quite some words to say for Leo Faria and Valorant in general. This was kind of like the translation, and I think the point he's getting across here, and okay, look, he's a controversial character, Xand, but he's now decided to retire, and this is what he says. I definitely do think that from like a Brazilian or South American perspective, the way that the Americas League is structured has not really helped their situation at all. The fact that if you're, from Brazil or from South America, you have to play all your matches in North America anyway, I don't think that's great for the development of those respective scenes. Talking about, difficulty for international spots, difficulty on bootcamp side, like congrats Leo Faria, like I've always been criticized, I can finally say go F yourself. How can you drop such good regions such as Brazil and LATAM? With all due respect, because I'm experiencing it myself, lots of guys are going through this, mess it up really badly, like, really good regions such as Brazil and LATAM. You had the knife and the cheese to take all the players who left CS to do the most insane and absurd thing, but they've basically messed it up. So, don't know what you guys think about that. I definitely understand some of his perspectives on this, and I think for sure, like, from a tier 2 developmental perspective in those regions, the way the Americas is set up doesn't necessarily help. And maybe you could say that it should have been North America and South America with, different leagues. And maybe that could have worked. But, from Riot's side, trying to get 10 teams in each, maybe that wouldn't have made sense. Drama, though, potentially on China as well, with Bodok saying that rumors are circulating that all of RNG, Weibo Gaming, and Top Esports will not be in Valorant going forwards. Which is interesting because look, there's quite a few Chinese organizations, but they need to get 10 organizations, right? So I'd have thought, especially the likes of Weibo Gaming, massive, organization. They were, just in the grand finals of the Worlds, right? Recently enough in League of Legends. So they're not going to be in, which is interesting for sure. Apparently only 5 teams, like LPL, which is like the League of Legends thing out there in China, isn't it, have got a spot. So, it's likely that these 3 teams have been told they don't have a spot for VCT China, which kind of surprising because I would have wondered, how many other organizations of some notability, I guess, could there potentially be. But those, I guess, are only rumors for the time being. Just quickly on roster stuff with NRG. we believe, at least we would like to be confident, that probably Demon 1 and Ethan could be coming in here alongside Victor, Crashies and Marved. But still, no confirmation, no announcement, no scrims seemingly with that team, no no practice going on, no big tournaments they're playing soon. Chet says, don't ask me about the roster. And even thank you to Casa pointing this out to me, Victor saying in the chat last night that I'm still in New York, we have no roster, but he does kind of put his tug out, so he's kind of saying like, well, we have no roster that I can talk about, but more than likely they do have some sort of roster. But it's like, we've got the likes of Sentinels and other teams, and even potentially Bleed Esports, we'll discuss now, grinding hard, getting ready to go, playing international tournaments. But NRG and others, not even scrimming yet, it's maybe not ideal for the preparation for their start of the season. Now, this is what we talked about yesterday with Ye, and we now get an update. Ye, apparently, I didn't see the tweet with my own eyes, but we talked about it yesterday that Ye had tweeted something like, visa issues, sad face. And then all the follow-up tweets implied exactly that. We have, Durry on here saying that Mr. Jake will be flying in from the US, see you there, Ye. And that implies, okay, he's in the US, probably at some sort of embassy in the US to get a visa. That would be the implication if he needs to get a visa to go to Japan. It's probably easier for him to get that visa from the US than it is for him to get it from Singapore. And as Ye says, we'll be reunited with my true love soon when this is all sorted. However, earlier today, Bleed Esports come up with this official press statement saying Ye's unfortunate absence from the VALORANT Riot Games 1 Pro Invitational. This, of course, is in Japan. I know there's, a big support for Ye out there in Japan, so it is really a shame that he's not going to be able to attend this one. But as they say, it is with regret that we announced our beloved player will not be able to participate due to unforeseen health-related issues. In light of Ye's absence, we have taken the decision to have our team coach Legia, of course, kind of big name Counter-Strike player from the German scene back in the day, stepping in. So heartfelt apologies, and Ye comes out with a statement. I know that I was, looking forward to seeing me, and I was looking forward to playing there. Hope that you'll still give the same love you've given me to my team. So, they go on to expand things a little bit further, but it's interesting, right? Because all the rumours yesterday were, and I think for good reason, that potentially, there were visa issues with Ye getting to this event. Now they say it's health issues, and sure, maybe it's health issues. And hopefully whatever Ye's going through is resolved quickly. And, it's plausible as well that he was, had gone from Singapore back to the US because, he was feeling unwell or something, and then was trying to get out there. But I don't know, it's interesting, right? Because the obvious explanation as to why he was in the US and was therefore going to fly from there to Japan rather than from where the team is based in Singapore to Japan was that he'd got a sort of visa situation. If he was just, if he'd come unwell, then would he have flown back to the US? I don't know, but hopefully it's all okay. And to be fair, with traveling to an event like this with all the pressures, even if he isn't like massively unwell, but he's just got like something that he needs to deal with or is making him feel unwell, probably not worth, doing all that travel. So totally get it from Ye's point of view. Hopefully that, feels better soon and wishing a speedy recovery. And Lakia says he got a visa. It's his health. So he says he's got his visa. If it was a visa, we would say visa issues, no? Which is true, but I don't know. Sometimes these organizations, you have to always wonder, you have to read between the lines a little bit and whether things actually fully add up. I don't know. Maybe there's something on both sides. But whatever the case is, definitely wishing Ye the best. And unfortunate for Bleeds, they're not going to be able to play with their full team. Lagia's obviously going to step in instead. And yeah, no Ye in Japan. Won't get to see how that Bleed team will do with Ye, how he's looking. So unfortunate set of circumstances there, because I was looking forward to seeing how Bleed would get on. But it's now been confirmed that is not going to be the case with their full team. For example, this match they play against Na'Vi in just, I think, less than a day now they play this, right? On 23 hours 10 minutes. Let me just hit the quick refresh on this one. 21 hours 44 minutes as I'm recording this, and Legia now officially in the team in place of Ye. Now let's talk about the Game Changers World Championship. Some good drama going down here last night, really. First of all, though, we had two teams eliminated quite swiftly from the tournament. Potter was correct to predict that EG's Game Changers team would go out without winning a map. That's exactly what happens. It was kind of close this series, 13-10, 13-6. So, okay, at least the 13-10. They won some rounds. But EG, without their, full roster, with Keen C, they wanted in the team. Team Liquid get the job done. The other elimination series was this one where Crew Blaze took out the Edward Gaming female roster. They go down on 13-7 split, 14-12 on the Ascent. So, couple of close series at both of those teams. Edward Gaming's roster, who weren't there with their full team as well, so that was unfortunate. And EG they both go out pretty early doors. However, the big series that people were looking forward to really was the upper bracket game between BBL Queens and Shopify Rebellion. How would SR get on against more of a competitive team, especially after BBL Queens has, made the point that we're not going to be easy to get through. We're going to be a team to potentially beat in this tournament. SR just handled business so emphatically. It's like, how is this team not going to win the tournament playing like this? Floor goes 37-13, so what are you meant to do? Ascent was 13-3, Haven was 13-4, and this is the hilarious thing that I'm sure many of you guys have realised already. The first two maps that SR played yesterday were 13-1 and then 13-2. They've now won two maps, 13-3, and 13-4. So following this trajectory, they shall win their next game 13-5, 13-6, and then in the finals they will win 13-7, 13-8, 13-9. So the tournament, at this rate, they might lose a map next year sometime. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? 31, they've lost, 10 rounds total in the tournament so far, having won 52 rounds. Yeah, it ain't so bad. Especially when Mel puts the dagger in, right? So we see here, from BBL Eva, who said, may God show you the mercy because we won't, in hype video they did, and Mel then tweeted out to say GG's 2-0, absolutely smoked him, and what is she talking about type thing. So nice to see a bit of trash talk going down there. We know that GC always has a little bit of drama just around the corner, and these are currently the top 5 rated players in the tournament, and it's all of the SR girls. So good luck, good luck beating this team as it stands. They are going to be difficult to stop, no doubt about it, but it's always certainly possible. BBL Queens down to losers, and again, 7 rounds lost, 26 rounds won. Not a bad day at the office for Shopify Rebellion, former version 1, of course, if you guys haven't been following the GC scene for a little bit of time. So this is the bracket. G2 goes and SR, they play today. There's 2 other games, of course, as well. SMG versus Crew, Team Liquid versus BBL Queens. So my prediction is probably that Team SMG make it through, but we'll see about that. And then, Shopify versus G2. This is I think the only hope realistically for anyone to actually beat SR is probably this G2 team. So we'll see if they can put up a fight. But the way SR are currently playing, it's going to be a tall order. But very much interested to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care. And I'll see you next time.